Hello everybody, once again welcome to Retro Reviews Plus, where I'm doing today a review of one of my favorite movies of all time. Let's see if you can see that. That is The Box. Yes, this is my VHS copy of The Lost Boys. So we're going to talk to you about it, and we'll show some clips of the movie, and just tell you my general overall thoughts of it. Again, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Maybe even my very favorite. But it's definitely my favorite vampire movie. So I'm sitting in my director's chair right now, so action. Let's play a little bit here. And of course, that's the FBI warning. Oh, doesn't that bring back memories? The old Warner Brothers home video intro screen.
I told you to stay off the boardwalk.
Okay, boys, let's go.
You two, off the boardwalk.
So automatically, just from that opening scene, you knew this was going to be a badass movie. Okay? So this is like the opening credits scene here, where it shows the two boys driving in the car with their mom. They're moving from Phoenix, Arizona to Santa Carla, California. Right? The mother just recently went through a divorce, and so they're moving. They're on their way to... You're going to stay with her dad for a while, I guess. So that's the backdrop of the movie here. So I just thought I'd give that little intro. So yeah, they're they're coming to a little, an area that's not familiar with them and everything. So here the two brothers and their mom arrive at their grandpa's place, and it's kind of a creepy looking place, different from what they're used to, of course. But I'll turn to volume 1 so you can see this scene here. This old man.
Dad? Dad?
Looks like he's dead.
No, he's just a deep sleeper.
If he's dead, can we go back to Phoenix?
Playing dead. And from what I heard, doing a damn good job of it, too.
Dad! Oh, Dad.
This is a pretty cool place.
After the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Come on, Sam, give Mom a break.
What's wrong with this picture? There's no TV. Have you seen a TV? I haven't seen a TV, Mike. You know what it means when there's no TV? No MTV. Sammy, I'm flat broke.
So this is where the grandpa tells him he's got some rules in the house here, and he's talking about in the refrigerator. The second shelf is his. That's where he stores his Oreo cookies and his root beers, and no one's to touch that shelf but him. But then the boys ask him about this question about the town, so I'll let you hear it for yourself.
Is it true that Santa Carla's the murder capital of the world?
There's some bad elements around here.
Wait a second, let me get this straight. Are you telling me that we moved to the murder capital of the world? Are you serious, Grandpa?
Well, now let me put it this way. If all the corpses buried around here was to stand up all at once, we'd have one hell of a population problem.
Great, Dad.
Now, on Wednesdays, when the mailman brings a TV guide, sometimes the address label is curled up just a little like that. Now, you'll be tempted to tear it off. Don't. You'll only wind up ripping the cover, and I don't like that. And stay out of here.
Wait. You have a TV?
No. I just like to read the TV guide. Read the TV guide. You don't need a TV.
So as you can see, the grandpa, he's a little eccentric, or has his own little quirks there. But so now the movie progresses to the carnival scene, where this is like a hangout. This is like a concert going on. This is also where Michael first sees a Star, and he, immediately becomes infatuated with her. So there's Star and Laddie coming, and there's Michael. He sees Star, and he's, I guess, head over heels. All of a sudden, she's stuck out to him. So this is where they first meet, and that's where the story kind of kicks off from here. It's kind of an interesting deal. She's kind of part of the the gang that's headed by Kiefer Sutherland's character David, and I don't want to give too many spoilers away, but I'll just let it progress here, and then we'll pick it up a little later. So the mom, she's looking for a job, so she's around. That's not too far from where the fair's at. So she's looking for a job, and there's Max. He's the owner of the video store. And here comes David and his boys walking in. Looks like they're really not welcome there from the looks of that dog. The mother helps this little boy. I guess he's lost. He can't find his mom, and David and his boys are lingering around in the video store. And this kind of made you. I'll stop it here. It kind of made you wonder, like, what is the dynamic here? What's the relationship here with, is there any relationship at all with Max and these boys? This kind of like made me wonder when I first seen it. So I'll play, turn the volume up here.
Well done.
No, thanks. Well, second thought.
I told you not to come in here anymore.
So at this point, you're like, what's the deal? Are they just like troublemakers, and that's why he told them not to come back in the store anymore, or what? You know, that really kind of leaves you wondering about that. But you know, this is where Max and the mother get acquainted, and she's obviously looking for a job, and he's kind of basically going to offer her a job there. He's telling about how he's got all the videotapes, the best selection of videotapes in Santa Carla, and she's like, no, I'm not looking for a tape. And then he's like, oh, a job. And then so that kind of like leads you on there that that's going to be a future relationship. So here's Sam and his brother Michael again. They're at the fair, and Michael's following that girl Star. He's really interested. Michael's trying to get rid of his brother. He's like, don't you have something else better to do? And so Sam comes in this comic book shop because he's a comic book fan, and this is where he meets the Frog Brothers, which they're an interesting pair. Just the two of them, the Frog Brothers. There's Edgar Frog, played by Corey Feldman, of course, and then his brother Alan right there. And you can see there's their parents conked out. Looks like they're still there from the 60s or whatever. So this is kind of an interesting friendship that begins here with these three here.
Listen, buddy, if you're looking for the Diet Frozen Yogurt Bar, went out of business last summer.
Actually, I'm looking for a Batman number 14.
That's a very serious book, man.
Only 5 in existence.
4, actually. I'm always looking out for the other 3. Look, you can't put the Superman number 77s with the 200s. They haven't even discovered red kryptonite yet. And you can't put the number 98s with the 300s. Laurie the Mars hasn't even been introduced.
Where the hell are you from? Krypton?
Phoenix, actually. But lucky me, we moved here.
And those are like the skinheads or skater punks. I guess they're going ready to steal some comics. But Edgar tries to give Sam a vampire comics. He's like, I don't like horror comics, and he's like, you'll like this one. It could save your life. So that's where they first try to get Sam to be aware. So here's Michael. He's back at the boardwalk. He's trying to get jazzed up a little bit there. He just bought him a leather jacket, and now he's going to look at getting an earring. And this is where Star makes another appearance. She's basically tells him it's a ripoff, and she'll pierce his. If he wants his ear pierced, she'll do it. And so they start to talk a little bit. Get to know each other here. Just telling each other what their names are and that sort of thing. And of course, David and his boys, they're close by. They're watching them. They're keeping their eye on Star. Of course, Star was special to David especially. But Michael asks if she wants to get something to eat, and she says sure. And here shows up the boys.
Where you going, Star?
For a ride. This is Michael.
Let's go. Star. Overlooking the point.
I can't beat your bike.
You don't have to beat me, Michael. You just have to try and keep up.
So this starts a motorcycle scene. It's the iconic motorcycle scene in the movie. And David's basically challenging him to not really a race, but just like you said, just try and keep up. And and he's going to have some fun here with Michael. And here's a far out shot that shows what lies ahead there. There's the lighthouse and the cliff, and that's where they're headed to.
Just you! Come on! Just you!
Come on. Just you. How far are you willing to go, Michael?
So at that point, they bring Michael back to their hideout, and they're going to try to, bring him in and have him join their club, basically. And this was basically a resort back in the early 1900s, and because of the great earthquake in 1906, the resort fell down in the crack, and has been abandoned ever since. So they claim this place is theirs, basically. This is their hideout, their lair, or if you want to call it that. So David sends Marco after some food. He's going to bring back some food for them all to eat, which proves to be a very interesting part in the movie, which we'll watch that here upcoming shortly. So Marco comes back with the food, and it looks like he got Chinese. This ends up opening to one of the most memorable moments in the movie.
You don't like rice? Tell me, Michael, how could a billion Chinese people be wrong? Come on. How are those maggots? Maggots, Michael. You're eating maggots. How do they taste?
Leave him alone.
Sorry about that. No hard feelings, huh? Why don't you try some noodles? Worms. I mean, they're worms. Tony! They're only noodles, Michael.
That's enough.
So at that point, David instructs Marco to go get a bottle. Very interesting bottle here. And that's kind of why they did the trick, is just to with the rice and the noodles, is now this is basically it's easy pickings here. Now they're gonna David's gonna ask Michael to take a drink of this and be one of them. The Star does try to warn Michael that it's blood, but of course, after the noodle and the rice incident, he's basically not going to believe that. He's like, yeah, right, blood, So yeah, there is Star. She's trying to warn him, and but David and the boys are chanting Michael's name, like I get him on, like come on, like you can be one of us. Let's do it. And there he does. He takes a swig of the bottle, and the celebration is on. I love David's laugh in this movie. It's like a haunting laugh, evil haunting laugh. Like, so after that, they all get on their bikes, and David leads them to a place here. It's like they're on some railroad tracks. It's a bridge that covers a big cavern, like, as you can see there. And of course, Michael wants to know like what's going on, and I'm sure at this point Michael's probably like, I know, young people, you want to be wild and have a good time and have fun, but at this point, I'd probably be like, this is some like, this is some intense, very different stuff here, like as far as some activity. Marco just jumped off a bridge, and now the other boys are going to follow suit. And David says, to come with us, Michael. See what I mean by that laugh? It's just, Kiefer did a good job in this movie. So Michael does climb down and hangs out with him, but I'm just, again, at this point, I'd be like, this is like what you guys do. This is, I'd be like, this is weird at this point. This is weird. And of course, here comes a train, and that's key. David, that's why he said perfect timing, because he knew the train, would come there, at that time, at that night. Maybe it comes there every night, but he knew what time the train came there, and so that's why he timed it like that. And so the train, does roll across the bridge with them under it, and then there's the boys start dropping, and David tries to tell Michael to let go because he's one of them, and at this point you'd be like, what the heck? What are you talking about? And then David himself lets go, and of course Michael's like, you'd be scared, you'd be terrified at this point. You'd be like, what did I get myself into here? And so Michael does eventually lose his grip and falls into the fog. Now, this is like, a turning point in the movie, I guess, because you're like, what's going to happen here? Is Michael going to fall to his death? What's going on here? And I'm assuming, he blacked out, because it really doesn't explain. I'm assuming he blacked out, and the boys, took him back home. As you can see, he just fell there on his bed. And not much sooner, or not much time goes by, and his brother comes in and tells him his mom's on the phone. Of course, she's going to ask him to babysit his brother there, because she wants to go out on a date. So there's the grandpa. He's going on a date himself. He's going to take one of his stuffed animals there to a lady. And this is where you see a change in Michael. He's kind of a smart aleck here.
What'd you stuff for, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, I'll see you two guys later.
It wasn't funny, Mike.
So Michael tells his brother to go take his bath and that sort of thing. Meanwhile, Michael starts to feel changes going on in his body. Of course, he's just going to go here and get some milk to drink, and all of a sudden he feels something. And of course, that bottle of wine he drunk at the lair, of course, wasn't wine. It was blood. It was David's blood. And so Michael is, in fact, slowly becoming more of a vampire. Changes are starting to take place, and he walks up here, and he's gonna up the stairs, the intent of attacking his brother Sam, So the dog did save Sam. It attacked Michael when he tried to come in the bathroom, and they fell down the steps, and there was a big ruckus.
You're creature of the night, Michael. Just like out of a comic book. You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit-sucking vampire. Will you wait till Mom finds out, buddy? Sam, you wait. Sam!
So Sam, like I said, runs up to his room, gets on the phone. He found the comic book that had the Frog Brothers phone number on it, so he gives them a call, and he's basically telling him what's going on with his brother Michael, and he tells them what's going on, and they do confirm from the sounds of everything that he is a vampire, and they're instructing Sam to get a good sharp stake and drive it right through his heart. Sam of course says he can't do that. He's his brother. He can't do that. They offered to come do it for him, and he said no, and they just said, well, it's your funeral, pal. If you're not going to accept our help. So from that point on, here's Michael. He's floating. He's starting again. More changes starting to take place. He's floating up. There's his face against the ceiling, and this is where you start to realize, yeah, there's something going on here. This ain't no just ordinary group or gang that he has come across. There's something supernatural going on here. So here's Max walking home. He's the owner of the video store, and also Lucy's boss, and also / boyfriend now, or maybe wannabe boyfriend, because he is coming home from their date. They have short-lived date though, because Lucy ran off without even saying anything, because her son called him. That's when Michael was starting to vamp out or something, and Michael, she was talking to him on the phone, and she took off. So he's coming home. And he thought he heard something, and there's his dog, but then here's this kite. So when you see that, you're like, dang, these guys, they won't leave anybody alone. They're terrifying poor old Max there when he comes home from his date that went bad, or because like to him, she just took off because, like I said, she was scared for her son. And here's David. He's coming back to lair. He's looking for answers, and he's finds the bottle again, takes the smell of it. Realizes it's not wine, it was in fact blood, and then there's Star. She's there waiting on him, and Michael's just asking her like, what's going on, what's happening to me, and she's kind of in the same boat he is. She can't give him the answers, because she feels that if she says too much, then she'll be in trouble with David. So Michael tracks down David and his boys once again at the boardwalk. And Michael is asking David here, where's Star at? And this is where it gets kind of intense from this point on.
Star. David. Michael, if you ever want to see Star again, you better come with us now.
So David and his boys, they have Michael follow them to this, looks like this secluded place out kind of middle of nowhere. And here's this like gang of these punks having a party or whatever. Really the skinheads. I think the skinheads and David and his boys, they kind of had there was kind of a rival between them two. They really didn't talk about it, but you just had the feel, and plus what I've read on the internet, there was some kind of rivalry there between the two gangs.
Michael, over here. Michael. You don't want to miss this.
And this is one of the badass moments of the movie, where it's just, there's no more guessing. The boys, David and his boys, reveal themselves to Michael for what they really are, and it's pretty kick-ass. So I'll let you watch this. What happens here?
Initiation's over, Michael. It's time to join the club. So, now you know what we are, now you know what you are. You'll never grow old, Michael, and you'll never die. But you must feed.
So at this point, there's no guessing. Michael realizes they're a bunch of brutal, savage killers. They're vampires, and after witnessing they just slaughtered that group of punks, and that would probably change your life. I guess definitely would seeing something like that would be life altering. So here's Michael. He comes back and tells Sam, he realizes that he knows what he is. He's a vampire now. And this is where Sam offers him help because he keeps him. He knows he has the Frog Brothers in the back of his mind that they do know about this stuff. The Star, she does come to try to warn David to help, or Michael to help him out. She wants to come up here and talk to him. But she does try to tell Michael that is not too late, though, that he's not a full-fledged vampire yet until he makes his first kill, and there's still hope for him. So Star actually came there to see if Michael would help her and Laddie, but he kind of laughs her in her face, and she's hurt by that, and she takes off. So Sam gets on the phone, and he's calling the Frog Brothers, said he's got connections, and he's going to enlist the Frog Brothers for their help here. They're going to come here and try to see if they can get him out of this mess here. So there's a grandpa out there, and they say, "Hey, Grandpa, is it okay if we take your car?" And then they just, really without asking, they just drive off, of course. And since Michael does know where the lair of David's and the boys' lair is, he's going to lead the Frog Brothers to the lair and see if they can't end this thing and take them out, kill all the vampires. So things don't exactly go as planned when they attempt to enter and find the vampires and destroy them. Things actually go, not as planned at all. They actually they do find the vampires, but they don't get to kill them like, as I said, planned. And here's David here. He's coming after after him there, and grabs hold of Sam's leg there, tries to get him there, and the Frog Brothers are trying to help him out. This is a cool scene in the movie. Like I said, I don't want to give too many spoilers away. As you can see, they did manage to pull David's hand into the sunlight, and that, of course, burned him and forced him to let go. And David's thinking, about tonight. When the sun goes down, then they're gonna get him. And that's why he's kind of grinning there. So yes, this movie is not like you Twilight fans. If you guys only know Twilight and you think the vampires sparkle in the sunlight, no, they traditional vampire movies, the vampires do not sparkle in the sunlight; they burn. They're not beautiful creatures like as you can guess, I'm not a fan of the Twilight series at all, and that take that they took on the vampires sparkling in sunlight, that's just a joke, really. So they're heading back home, and they're going to have to try to activate a plan B here and see try to probably stage a defense, because they know as soon as the sun goes down, the David and his boys are going to come after him. So it basically sets everything up here for a final showdown of the Michael and Sam and the Frog Brothers, taking a stand at their house for the final confrontation here from the David and his boys, because they know that when the sun goes down, they're going to be coming after him. So basically, Sam and the Frog Brothers, they have 2.5 hours to prepare. So they come into church here. Of course, they need to get some holy water. So there's some kind of looks like a christening of a baby or something going on, a ceremony going on, and they just bust in the place and get their canteens out and fill up on the holy water. So these people are like, what the, they just take off. Sam does makes up a story about his grandpa, his girlfriend. Says she said not to be late. They have a date here, so they want to get the grandpa out of the house so he doesn't come to harm. So he takes off, and at that point, they're basically trying to lock down the house like Fort Knox, and get prepared here.
For Laddie and me, won't they?
They'll be coming for all of us.
So it's nighttime and they're ready, and here Sam realizes he left his dog outside. So he doesn't want his dog to get killed by the vampires, so he's going to go out and try to unchain the dog from the fence and bring him in the house, which maybe not the smartest of move, because they know the vampires are on their way at any minute, but Sam goes after the dog anyway. So this is kind of an intense lead up to the final confrontation here.
Tried to make you immortal.
You tried to make me a killer! You are a killer.
Okay, so that concludes my review of The Lost Boys. It definitely is it's a kick-ass vampire movie. That's basically what you want to say. I mean, it's straightforward. You know, it doesn't rely on CGI like a lot of today's movies do. You know, because back then they didn't have the advanced technology we have today. They actually had to do work and be creative. That was good movie making back then. Those actors, they actually had to put that stuff on their face to make it, appear when they vamped out and turned into the vampires that they, that wasn't special effects. That was like, makeup. That was a makeup job and latex and whatever they had to make their face look like it morphed a little, changed a little bit, altered. And to me, I admire and appreciate that, and some of the people of today's generation are like, how did you guys do it back then? And different actors from that time, they're like, we worked for a living. That's what you do. Okay, so it's kind of like they kind of have it easy now, where they can just rely on special effects and computer graphics, and that's cool and everything. It has a place that can enhance a movie, but just don't rely on it. Don't give it where that's all it is, and that's such a heavy dose nowadays in movies. It's like you don't see live, they don't do stunts anymore. It's all computer graphics, and I don't know. You just lose something. When you know it's computer animation. That's the thing about today's movies. They just don't have it for me. Today's movies don't. They don't make movies anymore to where I would say, yeah, I want to watch it again, or I'll watch it multiple times. Like this movie, I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen The Lost Boys. Maybe between 50 and 100 times. It's just a movie it's a timeless classic. That's basically what I have to say about it. But I definitely would recommend it. If you're a vampire fan, you will love this movie. Check it out if you haven't already seen it. You can get it on anywhere really. You can probably get it at Walmart, Target, any department store, or online, eBay, Amazon. You can get it on any format you want: VHS, DVD, Laserdisc, and I think even Blu-ray now. So whatever format you have, what kind of player you have at home, it's you can get it. And but this movie does hold a special meaning to me. It's in my heart, a special place in my heart, and I do know it holds a special place for a lot of other people too. Right, Molly? Because this is my movie, and you know that. Sorry, that's just a little inside joke with someone I know. Okay, guys. Well, this is Retro Reviews Plus signing off. Hope you enjoyed the video. Click like, click subscribe, leave your comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So until next time, have a good one.